Call to order at 5:01 this evening. If we could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, the
Republic for which it stands, one nation,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. We'll move right on to item C, which is public comments. We do have a hybrid meeting per usual this evening, so we have the opportunity for both public comment in person and online. We will offer public comment in person first, and then if you're interested in providing comment, is there anybody?
No online attendees.
Okay, all right, then I will get the virtual speech. Anybody public comment? You guys all good? Excellent. All right, welcome. All right, so nobody for public comment. We will move right on to item D, which is minutes. So D1, could I have a motion to approve the attached October 16th, 2024 minutes?
Motion.
Okay. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. And we will also do the motion for our most recent meeting. So could I have a motion to approve the attached November 15th, 2024 minutes?
Motion.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. We will move right on to item E, which is correspondence received 10/12/2024 through 11/18/2024. We do have 4 pieces of correspondence in our agenda packet. Just a quick update on where we are as far as responses are concerned. So we have a response for item 1, E1, response has gone out to Kurt, as well as item E2 has received a response. Jay it was a comment that was received from Jay, so we acknowledge that he gave us some feedback and some additional comments. And then for item E4 for Stephen, we actually have a response in the works in process. Just want to do some double checking and get some of the information that's being provided, but that is ready to go and will be submitted, I'm sure, very shortly. So any thoughts or questions on correspondence? All right, excellent. I will also take the opportunity to mention that we always welcome certainly comments. We do have a contact form on our landing page for our website. Right, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can see it there. That is certainly an opportunity for you to ask questions, provide comments, look for additional information. So please make sure that people at the community is listening to this recording. Please make sure to use that form and contact us with any request for information at all. That will obviously remain up on the website for the foreseeable future. So just because the high school is built does not mean that we will not continue our work. We're here and that there's more questions, certainly I think to come. So we'll move right on to item F, which is reports. F1 chair report. I don't have anything specific to report out on this evening, so we'll move right on to F2, which is town council liaison report.
I don't have anything specific to report either. Just our next town council meeting is December 10th.
Any questions for Sarah? All right, thank you. We'll move right on to Board of Education liaison report.
Nothing really to report, except we did meet Monday and I made sure to update the board on our special meeting and the change order around the grandstand and spectator area around the field. So they're up to date on that and
Celebrated 2 championships.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
which is excellent. Congratulations.
Soccer, very happy. Great weekend. This past weekend.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Talk to my bookie.
I know. It was like maybe the new building. Let's hope
You know, the energy.
has something to do with it,
My
you know.
phone was off the hook. My Kevin's son is on the soccer team, doesn't play much, he's a junior.
Yeah.
But Jamie, who's my niece, was the MVP of the volleyball.
Oh my gosh, that's
She
awesome.
was of the tournament, so it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely cool stuff.
That's
Very
fantastic.
much.
Well, good for them. Congratulations to both
Yeah.
teams. It's unbelievable. Great accomplishment. All right, so we'll move right on to item 4, 1928 Building Committee Liaison Report. Chris?
Sure, yeah, the committee met on the 29th, at which time, we interviewed the top 2 bidders for the renovation package. Following those interviews, we selected KBE Building Corporation as the successful bidder. The professional partnership subcommittee met this past week, went over the contract. So we'll move that forward with approval, and, so we're moving forward. And I will say, the Buy a Brick fundraiser, I'll make sure you're gonna tell me to do it, but take advantage of the Buy a Brick fundraiser
Where do we buy that?
on the website. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Any questions for Chris on 1928?
What's the timeline just roughly now? at this point?
Right now, according to
Last meeting.
according to the contract, the substantial completion date will be 1 year, so next fall.
All right, why don't we move on to item 5, Architect Report?
So TSKP continues to review closeout submittals for the high school. And for the central office, we are reviewing the curtain wall and painting shop drawing submittals in addition to the RFIs. And we also kind of released proposal requests for the power and data changes because it has to work with the finalized furniture layout for the central office. And we also issued an updated greenhouse and shed proposal request. So this is because we are changing the routing of the conduit now from the north of the area C. So that was issued this week. So that's all I have. Any questions?
Any further detail? All right, great, thank you. So let's move right on to Construction Manager Report. Awesome.
I'll be quick. High school construction, pretty much 99% complete with the front canopy. That glass was put in. This past month, we are refinishing the gym floor. That's going to be game ready for December 2nd for the basketball season. That's all under warranty. Additional student parking lots, paving will be next week. Construction fencing will be relocated to provide the school with additional student parking lots. The overburden of soils were placed on the tennis court hillside. Permanent generator is online. The temp generator is being removed this week. It was all tested, commissioned, and inspected by the building inspectors and fire marshal. Construction for Area F Central Office is about 30% complete. Currently working interior framing, rough-in work, sheetrock is starting. All the under slab utilities are complete, and the slab infills were placed yesterday. Exterior masonry is complete, and the rooftop unit was delivered and placed. Tennis courts, post-tension slab work is complete, and all the perimeter fencing, fence posts and the fence fabric, it's all in place. And they'll continue their work in the springtime as soon as they can start apply the coating. 1928 building, the site work package, we're working on the parking lot drainage, the subgrades, that's all nearing completion, and paving also will take place Thanksgiving week. And once the application for payment comes up, that's been fully reviewed. If there's any questions.
Any questions for Nelson on anything? No. All right, excellent, thank you. All right, we'll move right on to project management contingency report. Russ.
We processed 6 change orders over the last month, the big one being the bleachers. That, as everyone knows, last week. Financially, we are still doing okay. I use that term now. We're still in good shape. We still at this point, with the forecasted PCOs that are out there outstanding with zeros, you can see looking at contingency log, that'll complete everything, will bring us down to about 1.8 million in the owner's contingency. And the construction manager contingency, we're still around 2.3 million. If I remember correctly. 0.308, so we're still in good shape financially. So I'll review the change orders. We can make them up for payment.
Any questions for Russ? Anything? All right, excellent. So we'll move right on to item 8, owner's wrap move manager report. Chris?
Starting with move management, the FF&E new has been completed. The last 2 pieces came in last week. So that's all set. The move management part of it, the only remaining item is bringing over the wrestling mats as we had last month. We're just waiting for those places to be installed. In terms of the high school, continue to back punch. That's ongoing. And really looking into and keeping the logs of all the closeout documents. In terms of the central office, we're doing the weekly reviews of that, checking on the progress and reviewing the construction schedule. We have seen a slippage in that schedule, but O&G feels like they're going to be on time. So, that's pretty much it at this point.
Any questions at all? For Chris? All right. Excellent. We'll move right on to communications subcommittee report. We did not have our communications meeting this week at all, so which is makes sense based on the next steps. We obviously put out the last newsletter. That was the big effort that we put in place, as well as when we did the open house was kind of the big work for that committee. So nothing to report out there. And then financial subcommittee report, nothing unique discussed other than our usual review of all the invoices and the change orders. So everything that we're going to review tonight was discussed in our meeting, at our subcommittee meeting. I don't think there's any other special discussion points during that meeting, so I don't think anything else in addition to report out on. And then that would leave us with financial report. Anything that we need to discuss?
No update for this meeting, but we will for next month. There's an item on the agenda. It is G3 that will be paid out of our committee account for the Tall Timbers marketing for that newsletter. So next month we'll see an update in that, given that is approved.
That moves us right on to new business. So item G1, can I have a motion to approve the following invoice package for Farmington High School as presented?
Motion.
All right, we'll open this up for discussion.
All right, so the first invoice is from TSKP Studio. This is in the amount of $50,466.34. It includes billing against their monthly construction administration, as well as work to the environmental consultant amendment and food service amendment were included in that. Next is O&G, so I will pass that to Nelson.
So the final pay application is at $3,029,679.30. It was reviewed at both the professional partners, which is TSKP. We incorporated their review comments, and then at the sub-finance committee last Friday, it was adjusted to this amount, and we recommend approval.
The next one is from IMTL, which is our materials testing, as always reviewed and approved by O&G against the sign-in sheets and the reports that are received. So this is in the amount of $3,312.26. Next is Innovative Engineering Services. This is for commissioning services in the amount of $4,553.64. And this was also reviewed and approved by O&G. Next on there is the October work for the project manager, that's Russ, in the amount of $8,508.50 and supported by his weekly invoices for work on this project as well. Next is Arcadis, and you will see on this invoice that they have their first billing to the central office project. So what we did, it's all on the same invoice. We took the two that are charged out of the high school account. That is for project management for the high school and move management. So you'll see the amount of $5,948.62 on this high school approval. You'll see the same invoice in the central office package, but with the $3,780 highlighted. Just so we separate it for the two different grants that we submit for reimbursement. Moving forward, I talked to Arcadis. They're gonna reference the grant project number just to make it a little bit clearer for the state for when we submit for reimbursement. So next month we'll institute that as well. Next on the agenda is Environmental System Company. These are two invoices doing some work for their technology at the high school. Matt has reviewed and approved that these have all been completed and received and everything's good to go. So those are signed off on as well. Atlas, this is for abatement and remediation monitoring for the high school project, and this is in the amount of $1,738.80. And then we move on to change orders.
Change order was for PCO 171. All the change orders were reviewed with the decision-making group. I should make that note. This is to demolish an existing wall in the 900 wing adjacent to for the field house. The wall was not in the correct location as shown on the plans, so we had to demo that and reconstruct it so to be part of where the plans have it shown for $9,101. We did PCO 173. It's additional cleaning after move-in. We worked with Nelson and his team to make sure we had cleaners here as we were still moving in and taking care of everything. After everything, furniture was going in, finalizing some construction work, and this was to pay for additional cleaning of the high school towards the end before we got CO'd and just after. TCO'd, I should say, at that point, $14,074. PCO 175, this is for floor and wall padding in the seclusion room. This is coming out of the construction, both previous one and this one are coming out of the construction manager contingency. This is to add these pads on the floor and the wall for $14,080. PCO 178 is for waterproofing and stabilization of the 1928 building, the foundation. It's to the owner's contingency for $22,087. It was hard you can't determine what would be left once you do the demo, and I pulled everything off the building and figure out there were holes left where utilities came through, part of the tunnels were open. So in order to block those back up and secure it so it could be backfilled to the proper grade, we had to do this work for $22,087. If I repeat myself, PCO 181 for $60,188. This is for the irrigation goals for the high school up to the upper field. We didn't have, seeing that given how old it was, we didn't really know where it was, and they located it with their excavator as they were doing work in the area. It's the best way to find utility work. So we had to replace it, restore it, and get that up and running again, and brought it up to speed where everything is today without the rest of our irrigation for $60,188. And those are the change orders for the high school
It's okay. All right. Any questions for Russ on anything? Further detail? Any other conversations? We're all good? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion passes. We move right on to G2. So could I have a motion to approve the following invoice package for central office as presented?
Motion.
Second.
All right, so we have 3 invoices here for central office. The first is TSKP Studio. This is their monthly construction administration amount in the amount of $5,600. The second invoice is IMTL Materials Testing. This was reviewed and approved by OMG in the amount of $850. And then the last one is that second half of the Arcadis bill, where it's the work related to central office for $3,780. And no change orders.
Any questions on central office? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Move on to item 3. Could I have a motion to approve the attached invoice for Tall Timbers Marketing in the amount of $8,840 for the FHS newsletter?
Motion.
Second. Discussion.
This is just IRA's billing for the work to put together the newsletter and to print the newsletter. No, I'm sorry, the printing of the newsletter is included in this, yes. So $8,840.
And this completes our engagement.
This
with Tall
completes our
Timbers.
engagement with Tall Timbers, yes.
So just as we're finishing up, obviously the major component of the project as we're looking forward, that was the kind of the end of our engagement with the Tall Timbers Marketing, looking forward for communications. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. So all we have left is other business. The only thing I want to make sure we talk about is going into next month's meetings.
Right, so we'll have to have the second meeting, because that's when we typically do all of the billings and invoices, but I'll put it out to the professional partners, but I don't see a reason for the first December meeting, which would be the 4th.
Yes, correct.
Anybody want to have that meeting? Okay, so we can probably do a motion to cancel that one.
Okay, and just to put it on everybody's radar, right now, December 18th is the December meeting, so it's a busy month, a lot going on, so kind of keep that in mind if you do know already that there might be a conflict, if you could just let us know and then we can figure out if that makes a difference for us or not, but just think about it a little bit ahead of time. All right, so could I have a motion to cancel the December 4th Farmington High School Building Committee meeting?
Motion.
Second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, motion passes. Anything else in addition that we need to accomplish this evening? Final comments? No. All right, everybody stay dry tomorrow. Haven't been able to say that for a very long time, so appreciate it. So did I get a motion to adjourn, please? Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right, adjourn this evening at 5:25.